Welcome to the Dogtor Bros, where we have an honest discussion around vet life in and out of the clinic. My name is Chris, and I'm your doc of the day and your guide to this episode. I'm a veterinarian in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I'm here with my closest friends from vet school.
Hey, this is Jeff. I'm a veterinary dermatologist in Louisville, Kentucky.
Hey, this is Brandon. I'm a small animal internal medicine specialist in Fort Collins, Colorado.
And this is Adam. I'm a relief veterinarian in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right. Hey, this is Chris. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the holidays, in particular, probably like Christmas mostly. But before we get to that, we're going to open up with one of our opening games. And it's going to be, did you guys finish your New Year's resolution this year?
This is Adam. So my biggest New Year's resolution for this year was to get to the gym on a routine basis. And I had kind of a number goal that I wanted to hit for each month. And I haven't quite hit it yet, but I am on pace to hit that goal. So still closing in on it, but should get it by the end of the year.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, this is Jeff. One of my, honestly, I'm not even going to read off all the ones that didn't happen, but one that did happen, I really wanted to travel internationally, and I got to go to a couple of countries, including Japan this year. So I think we did really good. I was really proud of that. Had a good time.
This is Brandon. I can't remember at the beginning of the year if I said I was going to do an Ironman or a half Ironman, but I did my half Ironman.
You killed that.
So that was awesome. Already signed up for another one. And I think I talked about, I think Adam had brought up like reading and stuff and maybe listening to more audiobooks. So I don't know that I've done more than last year, but I've definitely listened to plenty. So maybe I'm on pace for the same amount as last year.
That's great. And this is Chris. I played pickleball. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, and I continue to read more. That's pretty much it. My New Year's resolution wasn't to run a marathon, but I did it anyways because of Brandon's kind of pushing to work out more. So
yay!
So
heck yeah,
did that. So awesome. All right, so get into this episode. Kind of navigating the winter holidays as a vet. Before we get to the vet part, what did you guys do as vet students? How did you guys handle your winter break when we were in school?
This is Jeff. I feel like back when we were in school, I transitioned at some point from, you do so much in vet school, you're so exhausted all the time. I just kind of rested. And then as I got closer to fourth year and internship time, and I realized people had been using their breaks to like visit hospitals, I was like, oh crap, I need to go spend time at other hospitals. And so I think the first couple of years, I just relaxed, and then I got more serious towards the end and visited hospitals that were going to potentially take me as an intern, and then none of them did. So, oh well.
This is Brandon. I just kind of did a similar thing, I guess. Like for the most part, I didn't do a whole lot the first couple of years, but then after that, like especially third year going, or I guess fourth year, like trying to get and go and travel during like the winter break and stuff like that. I did externships, and I did get into the one that I was looking for instead.
Hey, so 50-50.
Yeah. But yeah, very similar on my end as well.
Yeah, and this is Adam. So for the winter breaks, I mostly just went back home and enjoyed my time off. I knew we were obviously getting towards the end of our schooling years, so I was going to lose that winter break coming up pretty soon. So just trying to enjoy it while I still had it. Again, kind of like these guys, as I got closer to, my third year, fourth year, spending that summer more so, or that winter break more so, trying to get some experience and kind of meet the requirements of my preceptorship.
And this is Chris. Pretty much the same thing as Adam, except for first year, I had to get shoulder surgery like 3 days after we took our final, something like that. So that was just a recovery period there. So now getting into vet life and practicing, how do your guys' clinics handle the holidays? I know none of us are doing ER now or internships now, but how did internships work for the holidays for you guys?
This is Jeff. When I was an intern, we just kind of had to split them up. So I'm so sorry. Listeners, Brandon just fell, and I just...
I definitely just smacked the back of my head.
Oh no, are you good?
Yeah. This is what happens when you have to move to a different area of the house to record.
Just logistics. He's fine.
I had to move to a second recording studio.
I'm fine.
Yeah, a different studio. It's very intimate. Gosh, what was I saying? Oh, so we split up holidays during internship year. So I know for a fact that I worked New Year's Day, I think, and Thanksgiving. I wasn't supposed to get called in, and I got called in anyway. So it just kind of happened. It's an intense program, but that was unfortunate. And then the ones you got off, you lucky duck, you just obviously run away and don't have to work unless you get surprise called in. But other than that, I was working it was like a full day shift. Like, I want to say I had a 24-hour shift or something crazy like that, that I don't recommend.
This is Brandon. Yeah, it's similar for internship and residency. I had some time off for some days or some holidays, and then had to work others. For internship, we had a lot of folks or a lot of intern mates, I guess I should say. So we split things up pretty evenly, and we were able to spread stuff out. So I think I got Christmas off, but I worked Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. And then for residency, I definitely worked holidays a lot. My last Christmas of residency, I was scoping a cat that ate like 20 hair ties.
Jeez.
I distinctly remember that because I have my Christmas sweater on and everything going in and doing the scope. So I think that was Christmas Eve, if I remember correctly.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah.
I can tell you, since you mentioned residency, at least for dermatology, I didn't work any holidays.
You don't say. For a dermatology residency, you don't have to work on like Christmas?
Emergency skin conditions. So.
If it can't wait till 8 a.m., it needs an ER doctor before it sees me.
This is Adam. So in my current setup, obviously I'm working in GP mostly. Well, actually I'm working relief, so I can kind of make my own schedule around the holidays. But the clinics I work at now are typically closed on Christmas. Some of them are closed Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. I think back to kind of my earlier days, I've kind of always just done GP, but Allison, her first year out, my wife, she worked at an emergency clinic that was also open overnights. And she was kind of low man on the totem pole at that point. So she had to work that year on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And so I was doing my preceptor at the time, and part of my preceptor I did at her clinic. So I actually just worked those with her that year on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So at least we got to spend that time together. That was down in, she worked in Georgia. We lived in Alabama. So we didn't get to come back to Kentucky for the holidays that year, but at least we got to spend that time together. And I just remember getting off at like midnight because it was like a 12-hour shift on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and getting off at like midnight on one of those days. And we were both so hungry and we had nothing at home. And we're like, what is open at midnight on Christmas Day? Like, what are we going to eat? And the only thing we could find was Crystal, like the burger place, like the fast food burger place. So we had to stop. We had to stop at Crystal on Christmas. It was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day at midnight. It was the only thing open, and we got some Crystal burgers and went home and ate that for Christmas.
Well,
this is Chris. So, in going with the holidays and stuff, for our practice, we kind of just everyone kind of just requests days off, and we don't really have to all work all the holidays. So like this year I work Christmas Eve, but it's just a half day. So I still have the afternoon off. So I just work till 12. Not a big deal. And then we're off. We're closed Christmas Day. And then, so I have that off. And then I work that, I think it's Friday, right? This year is Christmas. So, or Thursday. So I work that Friday. So either way, I technically work the Christmas schedule, but it's not anything big going on for us. We have the following year or following holiday is New Year's, and we kind of split that up well, but I took off that following week, so I don't have to work that. My first practice I was at, we would draw kind of straws on who worked the holidays, and then you just basically divvy that up, and then they would rotate it every year, so that way you didn't work Christmas every single year. So it worked out well with that system there too, just to kind of make sure the holidays were fair for everybody. Yeah, JT.
Yeah, this is Jeff again. So don't laugh at my hand, my little electronic hand. So I think you brought a good point. And like, as I was hearing everybody's responses, I'm thinking one interesting thing to point out about VetMed is that we all were working at different hospitals and different jobs at different times, and each one had different hours. So like the benefit that I had going in from my internship from that into dermatology is that I went from a 24-hour hospital where there does have to be somebody always working. There has to be a vet in the clinic, to a fully outpatient service, which really helped out and was quite intentional on my part, and just made life a lot easier in the end, versus like Brandon's hospital and him an internship and residency is a 24-hour hospital. And then like Chris for GP, more time split closer to the holidays, which is a little bit how mine is now. Like I think we do a half day before major holidays and then have the federal, I guess, holiday off.
Yeah, and this is Brandon again. Yeah, right now I have a pretty nice setup. So, I mean, I get pretty standard holidays. I don't make appointments on like the typical like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. I think those are our 5. For me, I don't really have to work holidays anymore. We have a whole ER service that will see stuff during the ER hours, and my service is essentially closed for the day. So yeah, I'm in a place right now where I don't have to worry as much about holidays, but that might be different elsewhere. So, who knows what'll happen down the road.
Yeah, I also think that's an important thing to ask when you're looking for jobs. And if you're a vet student who's looking into, well, what do I want to do with my life? Is there a specialty that works on the holidays? Back when I, for half a second, was like, hey, ER is kind of nice. Well, some criticalists some get to work in the daytime, but some are still on those harsher night schedules and holidays because somebody has to work for our patients.
No, for sure. And that kind of brings up a good point, is how does it affect your home life or a family life going on with everything with the holidays? Adam kind of alluded to, they didn't get to go home for Christmas, so they stayed home during that part of vet school. Like this holidays, we're not traveling anywhere for Christmas. We're just staying local. So has that affected you guys at all?
This is Adam. Yeah, for sure. Especially when you have work, maybe not on the holidays, but around the holidays, and then you bring in a spouse or significant other into that equation, and then you bring grandkids or your kids into that equation. There's a lot of moving parts. So we try to kind of get in a set routine with a lot of the holidays for, travel and seeing family and those sorts of things. But obviously there has to be some fluidity to that because of holidays falling on different days of the week and, different schedules for each holiday and things like that. So it just kind of takes some open communication, and it was a little bumpy early on, but I feel like we've gotten in a pretty good place where we can kind of find what works best for everybody. to where we have a little time with our, intimate family, just us, and then still being able to go out and see the grandparents and the aunts and uncles and all of our cousins and, things like that too. So definitely takes some finagling with your work schedule and with your individual families. But yeah, we've kind of at least gotten in a rhythm to where, there's a comfortable dialogue to where we can have to kind of work that out.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon, JT, do you guys have anything you have to change finagling wise or schedule wise with your holiday plans?
Yeah, I would say for work, it's gotten better. So back when I was an intern, it was much harder. Like we had, like I mentioned that time when I got called on Thanksgiving, I had one of my parents was with me to spend time with me because I was working 80 plus hours a week. And then all of a sudden I was getting all these texts and calls like, hey, do you think you could come in even though you're not scheduled? And I wanted to look good, so I didn't say no when I had every right to say no, because I also could have fully been out of town like my other intern mates were, besides the one who was on. And I was like, I guess I'll go. So then I had like somebody visiting me at my little apartment, which was really frustrating. Whereas now life's a little bit better. One, because I'm in outpatient service, but I do have to coordinate also like y'all with my significant other and his family and kind of figure out when am I going to go back home? We have to coordinate so that the hospital's not completely closed for like the entire week of each holiday. So that's something that we have to think about and navigate. But just like Adam said, as long as you're communicating, it typically everything shakes out pretty solid.
Yeah, and this is Brandon. Like I had mentioned, now I don't have to worry as much with getting time off and then the service essentially being closed on the holidays. But in the past, it was tricky, especially with internship and residency. We did a lot of like Friendsgiving type stuff. So people that work together, we just kind of celebrated with each other. I will say, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, we have oftentimes some clients that will, give us a little something extra during the holidays to say thank you for us working during that time, especially back when I was working on those days. So I appreciate that from past clients that have done that. And yeah, we just made it work. Fortunately, I'm not in the same boat as Adam and Chris with kids, and Lindsay's very flexible. So we made it work during those times.
I'm also I'm in that boat with you without the children.
Don't jump in so fast, JT.
You trying to tell us something?
He's panicking over here.
Oh God.
Oh man. Yeah, and going on what Brandon said too is we all love getting holiday treats from our clients and everything when they like to spoil the vet staff and us with everything. But rounding up this episode, we'll do our outro question. What do you guys do for Christmas? Do you guys open presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
So this is Adam. Historically, well, really even now too, how we would kind of do things is we would open all of our family presents on Christmas Eve. So all the presents we got for each other on Christmas Eve night. And then if we had like, extended family to go visit, we'd kind of do that after. But we would open all of our presents to each other on Christmas Eve. And then obviously Christmas Day is when Santa comes and we get all the Santa presents.
This is Jeff. We do ours. So usually I'll meet with a couple of my childhood friends back home in Georgia, and we'll do ours like the night before on Christmas Eve. And then the day of is usually family stuff.
Yeah, and this is Brandon. We kind of just did this thing where we would just do like a single gift on Christmas Eve just for funsies. And then kind of traditional Christmas Day, you open everything.
This is Chris. We kind of do something similar to Brandon. Is we will open up. It's usually like pajamas or something for Christmas Eve, and then we'll open up the rest of our presents Christmas Day.
Yeah, my
Get
parents
the-
would be like,
the-
not that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Open
yeah.
that one.
We just here's the gift.
Yep.
Back in
Been
the day.
there. Yep, been there for sure.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta
funny.
build. You gotta build for the good one. I love it.
Thank you once again for joining us on the Dogtor Bros.
If you would like to support us, please share this episode with others who may be interested in today's topic, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Would you like to influence our next episode? We love hearing your opinions and thoughts. Your comments may be our next topic.
Please leave us suggestions via email at thedoctorbros@gmail.com, DM us at thedoctorbros on Instagram, or leave us comments on our posts. Again, this is Brandon. You can reach me at Dr. Mason IM on Instagram.
And this is Chris, and you can reach me on Instagram at dr.chrishernandez.
And this is Jeff. You can find me on Instagram at DermDrJeff, DermDogtorJeff.
And this is Adam. You can reach me on Instagram at Dr. Adam DVM. That's DRADAM DVM.